Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we're doing a review impressions of a cool knife that I received and was loaned from Mr. Eddie. Mr. Eddie loaned me 3 knives and so far I've done 3 unboxings. This is the 3rd review impressions of the 3 knives. Probably the coolest one of all of them that was kind of making me really want to get one of these. Yeah, let's take a look at this. All right, so today we're looking at the Arm Skaha II, a really cool knife out of Canada. It's made in North America, not necessarily the USA, but Canada. Really, really cool design. Very simple, but very solid. I will tell you up front, I really want to get one of these. That's how good it is. So if you needed a little hint of what I'm going to say at the end, there you go. But don't let the simplicity of it kind of fool you. There's some reasons why you may not get one because it may not fit your bill because of certain things. If certain things are deal breakers, then this may have those deal breakers. It may not, I don't know. But I always have exceptions to my deal breakers because something could be just good enough for that, right? So this is the Skaha II. This particular version is made by North Arms. The manufacturer is the North Arms. I don't know the person's name, probably should. Right now I'm just checking it out. It's my review impressions. I'm not gonna give you the entire history of a company and a designer and his aesthetics and how he transitioned over the years and how when he started making this type of knife and that type of. I don't do that. I check out a knife. I like it. I think it's cool. If I know the dude who did it, I'll tell you. If I know the company who did it and it's owned by the dude who did it, then I'll tell you the company, right? I'm good with that. If you're not good with that, go to their website, check out North Arms. I'll have a link for the knife and their company on their website. You can go check them out there, right? I just want to be upfront. So make sure I level set your expectations because, you know, what I do, you know, I'm a nerd. I'm not a historian. I'm a nerd about the knife that I experienced, the ergos, the feel. That's what I'm into, right? I'm into the present experience of what I had with this knife. And that's what I'm going to tell you about. All right, so the designer is that the knife manufacturer is North Arms, made in Canada, not made overseas, and the knife name is the Skaha II. I think there was originally an original Skaha. This is the Skaha II. The materials, the outside liners could be G10 or it could be twill carbon fiber, or in this case, it's Arctic Storm fat carbon. They have some other fat carbon ones as well that are really, really cool. Beautifully contoured, rounded shape, which makes this fantastic in your hand. It's so comfortable. It does have a wire clip. I will tell you this wire clip fits all the Lynch and the Rips Garage technology Spyderco wire clip sizes. So this fits. I got a Lynch clip and when I took this apart because Mr. Eddie, you know, said, hey, take it apart, check it out, look at skiffs and all. I put skiffs in it. Did it need skiffs? Probably not. Do skiffs make any difference? Yeah, they do, actually. I think it really makes it a little bit nicer, and that's another reason why I really want to get one. And, you know, I don't always do this because I can't always afford this, but Mr. Eddie's loaned me a lot of knives. I mean, he really has. He's loaned me a lot of knives, so I felt like, you know, he wanted me to, you know, look at it because it was a little loose. He said, yeah, tighten it up, whatever. And so I did, and when I looked at it, I was really intrigued, and I put skiffs in there, and I'm even more intrigued. He has 2 of them, to tell you anything, and which typically he will have 1 or 2 of something he really likes. I get it. I get why. And I would like to have at least 1 of these. So it's a very cool knife. A lot of people recommend this as a possible grail for me to have on my list since I've gotten a lot of my grails recently. I understand now. I definitely will have this on my list to acquire. But the simplicity and the way it's executed is fantastic, right? So North Arms is the one who creates it out of Canada. Fat carbon. There's no milling, no weight relief, but I mean, there's weight relief for the inset liner lock. There is an inset liner lock, and it is attached by the pivot screw, by the clip, sorry. And it's a right-hand tip up only. It's not super deep carry, just so you know. There is room for a lanyard. This is as deep as you go. If you get one of those deep pocket carry clips from Spyderco, it will go a little deeper, and that's nice. That's the benefit of that. But if you like this right here, this is as deep as this one goes. But you do have a lanyard loop, so for some people that may be very important. The Arctic Storm is cool. It really is. A blue clip on there. It looks really nice. It is beautifully dead centered. When we got it in, it was a little off to the left, and I wasn't sure why, but part of it was a little loose, and I tightened it. It still didn't quite get center. I figured if I took it apart and re-put it together, probably fix it. And once I did that, I said, well, let's see what size skiff fit. And I put skiffs in there, and man, they're nice. They're really nice. I had this guillotine drop shot that reminded me of a Rask or a Grismo Norseman, and that was just too much, right? But this one, it's dropping like that because I'm shaking it a little bit, but it's normally very controlled drop shut now. It's got a little resistance to it. It's not fully guillotine. It's a nice smooth shut, which I like. It is a flipper only. There's really no other bonus flick there. I mean, I guess theoretically, since it's fully this right here, and if you look at where the liner is, you could probably cut a little bit of this way. You could sand this down if you wanted to. Now you're modifying the handle, but it's your knife. You can do whatever you want, right? But once you do that, I think you would absolutely have bonus flick because this is a full flat grind. Magnacut. Now the only thing about this is Magnacut. It's 60 to 62. That's their HRC that they're posting right now. I wish it was a little more. I get it. If it's meant to be a hard use, beat up kind of knife, and some people feel like, you know, Magnacut at 60, 61 is going to be a stronger, more resistant, a tougher metal, right? And there's some arguments for that, but I've also heard for the best edge and the best of everything, it still has a lot of those properties at 62, 63. And once you get up to above 63, then you're getting into really great edge retention, but it loses some of its toughness, right? But I think at 62 that you're still getting the best of both worlds. You're getting all that toughness and you're getting decent edge retention. I think you'd be okay at 63, but that's kind of where things start to shift. That being said, that's my only qualm with this entire knife is that HRC on there. But I mean, it's beautifully dead centered. It's beautifully executed, beautiful flat grind. Comes to a really nice thin edge. It's a beautiful slicer. We'll measure this in a second because it is, it's a dream to cut. When I first got it, I did a little cut test on there and it wasn't super sharp, but Mr. Eddie uses this knife. So all I did was did a couple of strops on there. And oh my gosh, it's like a scalpel, and it is like everything I had hoped it would be. It is insane. As a matter of fact, just for this point, because, let's do it. Just so you understand how this is. Okay, I'm trying to do a weird cut here. Trying to kind of get you a little... See, little angle cuts, little weird cuts, right? Not your typical cuts, right? But we can do. Oh, no. Let it slice. Let it slice. It's not an axe, Robert. It's not an axe. All right. It'll slice if you let it cut, right? If I try to chop at it, I'm not using a katana and trying to, or be an executioner cutting a head off here. I'm a knife cutting paper, right? But yeah. You do a little stropping on there, boy, that edge comes right back. Really, really nice. The flipper on here is really nice, jimped all the way around. So you have good contact on there. You can do the push button, works really nicely. And it's got that little click. It's got a detent, like a little nub. I don't know if it's a ceramic bar or I think it's a nub. I think it's like, it's a metal nub. So it reminds me of Brian Nadeau, but not quite the same. But you hear that kind of double click. You get like on Blade Holt works. And you can also you can use the light switch, you can do the push button. Both of those work really well for opening and closing. Action's beautiful for close. You clear the detent. Let's see. Right there, you clear the detent. So once you're right there, no, that's not clear. Once you're right there, then you're clear, right? So if your thumbs get in there, and I got big meaty fingers, so if you've got thinner fingers, you're gonna be much clearer of that. I'm close to it where it almost doesn't clear, but I have plenty of room to clear it. So it works really nice. Left hand, right handed, because it's inset liner lock. You're not going to get in the way. You can easily do both, right? It's a bummer you couldn't flip that, but I get it because the inset liner lock, I get it. The simplicity of doing this is really cost effective. It's very cost effective. It does make this a lot cheaper to make. And I believe if you don't get the fat carbon or the carbon fiber, it's around close to $300, but just under $300 if last I checked. That may change, prices go up. But with the fat carbon, I think it's like $381 or something. It's a little more expensive because I think it adds like $110 or $130 or something. Because, I mean, it's not cheap. And this is a big piece. It's contoured. It's not just a piece that's cut out, boom. Look at this. He's contouring. He's shaping it. And this is where you don't see the costs, and you've got to keep this in mind. But there's no edge right there. Typically, when people will do this, this will be like a blade right in there. It'll cut you. This has been chamfered. These little edges have been taken care of. Over here, right here, a lot of times people don't see that, and you feel in here, and it's like an edge. But even that edge is that very, very slicey edge on the carbon fiber is gone because they kind of just touch that. Those are small things that you don't always pay attention to make a big deal, but once you notice them, they get be kind of annoying and can really cause blisters and cuts and stuff. You're just surprised. You know, those are things that a person who really cares about a knife and uses the knife and cares about using the knife and wants to use it heavily and regularly, those are important details. And those are all been addressed. So very impressive, very impressive. I'll say that much. So carbon fiber scales, contoured, no weight relief, but there's a little weight relief for the inset liner lock. It's attached by the wire clip. You can replace it with Lynch, Rips Garage Technology, mill titanium clips, whatever you want it. This is a T10. I think it's a T10, or is it T15? Let's see here. Here's a T10. Yeah, T10, and I believe the other screws are T8s. Yeah, T8. And then that's a T10 also. So T8, T8, T10, T10. All right, so pretty simple. 3 screws in here, 4 screws over here because of the clip, right? And the clip actually holds the inset liner lock on there. So very, very nice. I like that. I think that's pretty solid. The cutaway here, easy access, nice little access. All you gotta do is get in there. Super easy to clear, not tiring. Your finger doesn't feel like it has to get in it. Even my big old giant meaty finger has plenty of room just to get in there. Easy to release. And when it locks, it fully engages. It's in there, it's solid. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's steel. It's a steel bar insert, so that's cool. It's a steel bar insert, so you don't have to worry about putting a steel bar insert on there or carbonizing the tip of it, because if it was titanium, so you had less worry of lock stick. There's that nub that's in there, which is really nice, and that clears, and it gives you that little listen to it, like a double click. You hear that click, 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 click. Can you hear that? I mean, it's a terrible example, but here, listen. I'm trying to do it slow, but you can hear it's like a click, click. Try it again. Yeah, there you can really hear it. I did it really slow. So you listen again. Click, click, click. And it's kind of cool. I like it. Brian Nadeau on the Sharp Eye Designs. Blade Holtworks does it. There's some other ones I know. I think the Proteon, matter of fact, I think this Proteon has that too. It also has, oh, there's a ceramic ball. Is it a nub? Yeah, it's a little nub. It's like a flat, it's either a flat ceramic ball or a nub or something. But anyways, so very cool. North American made, very nice little knife. I'm back. Somebody was at the door. All right, so North American made, Canada, which is, you know, neighboring country, which is, I think is fantastic. It's not made in China, which definitely is going to add more cost to it. So really cool. Really nice. You put skiffs in there. The action was already really nice, but it's really buttery smooth, and just the precision is so nice. Everything's dead center. It does have steel washers in there, so you're not putting the cage bearings are not going against the fat carbon. There's actually steel washers in it, which is what you would expect, and that's outstanding. All right, so opening closing is great. The blade, it's a nice drop point, beautiful slicey, all that good stuff. Let's do some measurements. All right, so it feels like 3 ounces maybe. I don't know. 3.2 ounces. Not bad. 3.2 ounces is the total weight on this guy. It's not a super small knife, I will say that. So let's go ahead and measure that. Overall length, we're looking at 7 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, right at 7 3/4. Overall handle length right here, we're at just 3 3/4 of an inch. Right? Overall blade length, we're looking at 3 3/8 of an inch from that to the handle, but the actual cutting length is going to be 3 1/4 inch. All right, so that's what we're talking about. Now, the only thing that my only bummer is this little part right here. You see how it's flat right there? It's not quite rounded. Because it's rounded there, at least it's not square. It's going to totally pinch you, and it's going to hold you there with the jimping. So you're not going to be forced into that little crevice, and at least hold you there. And the roundness is easier to deal with against here, where if it's flat, it's going to want to slide you down. So that's nice. You know, in that regard, I don't feel like it's forcing me. When you push on something, if it's flat, it's going to squeeze you into that corner, and this doesn't do that. So I like that. I think that's really cool. Just a good point to something good to point out, right? I think that's definitely worthwhile. Yeah, nice. All right, so that's the little nub there, and that's how that works. So that's pretty cool. All right, what else? So we have that. We did the weight, we did the measurement. Oh, let's talk about the price, right? So what's the knife category? The knife category here is Well, if you get just a G10, you're going to be in the regular category. It's right at the high end of the regular category. It's just right at $300, just under $300. At least that's what it was as of this video. But if you get the twill carbon fiber or the fat carbon fiber, you're definitely going to get into the 360 to 380 range, right? So I think 381 or somewhere around there. So now you're definitely into the higher end knife. But I think you're getting really great value for what you're doing. I think it's worth it. It's very simple, but this is one of those that just really works well. It executes well. It's smooth. It's just solid. It's basic, but it works so nicely. It's very comfortable in hand. I get it. I get it. That's really, really cool. All right. So what's the purpose? EDC hard use collection piece? Well, sure you can make a collection piece. Absolutely. If you're a collector, when you're in that price range, you can collect whatever you want. I don't consider a budget or super budget knives collection piece, so they're totally out of my range of budget of collection pieces. But this absolutely could be it. But is it EDC? 100% yes. And you can change this. Wire clip is great. It does work really well. It's nice and solid. It's not one of these that, notice, here, let me do this again. Close this. Notice, it's not one of these that wobbles a lot. Sometimes you get these wire clips and you can move and they just slide. I mean, they feel like, you feel like it's a lever, right? And I hate that. I hate wire clips that are like that are a lever. This is solid. It's in there really, really well. So it's very useful. It is steel. It is steel. It's not titanium. I don't know how you would do a wire clip like that with titanium, but you can put the Rips Garage technology or the Lynch Northwest deep, pocket carry Spyderco wire clip replacements that are titanium and our deep carry. Those are really cool. They fit in there really well. I feel like it's made for that, which is nice. So that's cool. So EDC for sure for that. It's also hard use. Everybody I know who has this, they make it a hard use. They beat the heck out of this knife. It's a user knife. Kind of like how I treat my McNeese, which is weird because I like to really use and abuse my McNeese knives. Why is that? I don't know. But this is the same way. And I mean, it's a nicer knife that you can use and abuse and works well. So I think, man, it's just fidgety. I just love that. So yeah, very, very, very cool. That's where I would stand on it. But, you know, get the right tool for the right job. Don't be whacking logs and pry barring bricks and stuff, you know, use the right tool, right? So overall design, handles are just contoured, beautiful, very comfortable. The only thing I have a gripe here is I wish that was more rounded, you know, or at least had a curve to it, at least that part, but I get why it doesn't, because over here, you know, that's where the lock bar engages, and that makes a lot of sense. I get that. At least it's rounded, so it's not pulling you straight in and pinching you. I get that. But that's my one gripe. If I got a gripe, I got to find something, right? You got to find something somewhere. And there you go. I found something, right? Is it a deal breaker? Absolutely not. Is it even important? Really, it's not. But, you know, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to find something, right? So opening closing is a dream. It feels like, people have said, it feels like a Herman. It feels like a Holt Blade Works. It feels like a Brian. It does. It really does. It's got that wonderful feel and execution. They really did well. They really did. Opening, closing, and the close, once I tighten it just a little bit and put the skiffs in there, is beautiful. It's controlled. It's absolutely controlled. That makes it so much more enjoyable for me. The jimping, clip, lanyard, all that stuff. There's no jimping on this. It's very contoured. There is jimping up here, and that does work. It's very functional. It doesn't make you slide. You push down, you're locked in place. The clip is great. There's a lanyard loop. Everything's comfortable. There's no hot spots. I can just squeeze all day and perfectly fine. So overall feel is exceptional. For the price and what you get, it's exceptional. Fidget factor, it's a flipper only, but it's a good flipper factor. It's a good flipper. Would it be nice if there was a little extra? Yeah, there would be, but you know, it is what it is, right? I think it does what it does well. So on this fidget factor, I'm gonna give it a 3. It's not, you can't get more than that because that's the best you got. But what you do well. I mean, 3 is outstanding. It's a solid 3. If you're gonna flip all day and only flip, this is how you do it. This is how you want to do it. This is up there with all the other fidget onlys. This is up there with the Holt Blade Works. It's up there with, what are some of my other flipper only knives I can't even think of right now. But it's up there, right? So I would definitely put it up there. Overall feel, I said, it was great. So fidget factor of 3. So let's talk about fidgety goodness. What is the fidgety goodness? 100%. If you're going to do this is how you do it. For this price range and how you do it, this is 100. I mean, I would give it a bonus. I mean, I'd say like, you get bonus points. This is 105. First time I think I've ever said I'd give a bonus to anything. But I would give this a bonus. I'd give it 105. It's not possible because 100 is all you can get. But if I could, it would be 105. It's that good. It's crazy, stupid good. It's crazy, stupid, good. And I don't know how else to describe that, but this is like ridiculously crazy, stupid, you know, wonderfully good. So yeah. Thanks, Mr. Eddie, for making me want to get another knife. Thank you. Now I just got to find the funds to get it. So if you see a knife sale, thanks, that's you. Anyways, there you go. Really, really cool knife. Is it recommended? You betcha. If you didn't figure that out by now, well, you kind of, I guess you weren't paying attention. But yes, it's 100% recommended. It's 105% recommended if I could, right? It's definitely 100% recommended. I think it's phenomenal. It's a great knife. Let me know your thoughts if you have one. I know in our Discord, we have a couple of folks saying, oh, you need to check this out. And you know what? They're right. They're right. The Skaha II is freaking amazing. It really is. I'm blown away. Very, very, very fantastic knife. Very, very fantastic knife. I get it. I get it. Really, really wonderful. So definitely a knife worth checking out. Before we do that, let's do some close-ups here. We definitely need to do some close-ups, but let me clean the blade off real quick. Get my fingerprints off of there. Make sure I don't have any. All right. So let's do a little close-up. So there's the blade, the northern arm, full flat grind, beautiful, like polished edge, really nicely. I don't know if Mr. Eddie sharpened it, but it looks nice. Very minimal hardware right there. You will see on that, I don't know if we can zoom in. Can we get the right angle? It should say Magnacut. What does it say? Magnacut, right? And then underneath it, it says, I think it's a part number. I can't quite read it. Like 3879, I don't know what that means. But there's Northern Arms. There's their logo design. And we look on the back. There's nothing on the back. Beautiful. Plain Jane, full flat grind, nice thin. You already saw the measurements on that. Did I do the measurements? I don't think I did the measurements. Oh my gosh, I knew something was missing and I was going to wonder about that. I didn't do the blade stock thickness. 103 thousandths of an inch. 91 thousandths of an inch. Gets even thinner. It is beautifully thin and slicey. I knew I missed something, but it's beautifully thin and slicey. Really fantastic. Absolutely. Oh, you didn't even see that. What the heck, Robert? Come on. All right, so we're going to come back. We're going to, real quick, we're going to zoom out. I'm probably have to edit this. And we're going to get, I forgot to do the blade stock thickness. So let's do that real quick. So blade stock thickness is, it might help if you turn it on. The blade stock thickness is going to be 104 thousandths of an inch, and if we go a little further out, we're looking at 885 or 86 thousandths of an inch. So it gets beautifully thin and slicey. Definitely a wonderful slicey blade. You can feel that full flat grind. It's going to really slice through well. Beautiful grip, nice drop point. Everything works really great. All right, so going back to it, let's zoom in. So here's the handle, the fat carbon, beautiful. You can see that, rounded all the way around. Even these little edges here on the inside are not sharp at all, which typically happens when people just round the outside. 2 standoffs, not your traditional standoffs, but they work. You got the pocket clip right there, which also holds the inset liner lock right in there. Can you see that? The inset liner lock right there is held in by this screw. So there's that. Let's look at that over here. Beautifully rounded, this will reflect nicely in the sun, I think. And here's the back of the blade. We already looked at that, which is nice. And then let's look at the jimping on here. You can see the jimping on the clip goes all the way out. It's got good grip. It does work with the light switch, or it does work with the push button. Both of those work really, really nicely. So really, really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get a nice view of this knife up here. Beautiful little knife. I love it. Let me do a little different angle this time. Let's go for something a little crazy here. We'll do this. What do y'all think? That's nice. Beautiful flat grind. It's not hollow grind, but it doesn't need to be. It's just really done well. I think it's a nice knife. All right, there you go. That is the North Arms Skaha II. I think it's a great knife. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences with it, what you think about it, whether you like it, whether you don't. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But tell me why. Don't tell me it's stupid. Don't tell me whatever's stupid. Just say why. Give me an explanation. Maybe it is stupid in certain circumstances. Maybe it's really smart in others. Would love to hear from you. All right, hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who watches the videos, who likes the videos, who enjoys the content, is part of the live stream. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this video. And a big shout out, thank you to all my channel members out there. I sure appreciate you. You guys allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I'd ever be able to do. I appreciate that. And you also allow me to have weekly giveaways. So everyone, thank you to the channel members, really, because I wouldn't be able to afford the knives to look at, to ship, wouldn't be able to do all the giveaways all the time. So, and sometimes you encourage me to not give up. Sometimes I feel like just taking a break, and you guys being there is encouraging. I don't feel forced. I feel encouraged because you make me enjoy this, make me want to do this. There's days when I don't want to do this, and then I see the channel members and the encouragement I get, and then I want to again. Because you guys, it's kind of like when you go into a gym, maybe some days you don't feel like working out, but if you work out with a buddy, and they're there, and then you just get into it and you want to keep going. That's what I feel like. I feel like you're like my workout buddies. I don't know if that sounds weird or stupid. Forgive me if it does and you hate it. But if you don't, I appreciate you. So just know that. If you're interested, you want to be a channel member, I do a couple of really nice things for the channel members. Because you've been so generous with the memberships, I want to be generous back to you. I do an exclusive once-a-month members giveaway. It's not just a budget banger like the regular weekly giveaways. It's a nicer knife. I try to make sure it's something really cool, something enjoyable, something hopefully you would like. So, and then also all brand new channel members get a channel member sticker. If you're a brand new channel member and you've never gotten a sticker, or if you're currently a member and you're not a brand new channel member, as long as you're a member now and you've never gotten a sticker, email me as well. I'd love to mail you a sticker. That's the two things that I do just to say thank you. And if you said, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, either because I love the channel, I want to support. Hey, I love the idea of winning a knife. Or hey, I really love collecting stickers and I'd love to see that note from Rob. Because having a note from Rob is super awesome. I can't believe I'm saying that. But anyways, let's say I say that. Check out the link down below. There's a link for 3 different tiers of channel membership. I would love to have you. Yeah. Don't ever feel obligated. It's totally your call if you want to do it. I would want you to do it if you want to do it. But if you don't want to do it, don't. Okay? I appreciate anything anybody ever does. Hey, if you haven't already, also check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.